Here we go, Lex. Reluctantly, I did not. I've done it again. Here we are. We've done it again.
Yay. What did we do?
Oh no, I got the clappy sound. We're back on the program. Please, everybody at home, check your audio. Welcome back to the program. It's another Wednesday. Let us. And Lexi, we are on time today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We are on time today. Guys, welcome to the talk show. It's another episode of William versus the World. Does anybody know what number episode this is? Because I'm very unsure at this time. It's 100 and something, right?
Yeah. Let me go back a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Welcome to another episode, everybody, of William versus the World. If this is your first time watching, one of the most important things that you guys can do, a great way to contribute, is simply just to share this live feed. Yeah. The best way to contribute to the band here on social media or online or our live streams and all of our online content, the best way to support us here is simply just to share our stuff. Like, if you like our stuff, if you like the music, share it. If you like hanging out on the podcast with me, then share that. That's one thing that, and you know what, that's a thing you could do to help any bands that you like on social media. Yes, Lexi.
I want to say it's either 117 or 118.
118. Clappy noise. That wasn't. We got to get this going on. So, yeah, that is the best way that I could teach all of you at home if you do support content creators, especially people in your hometown. Don't be fucking lazy. The best way to do that is to share the band, share the feed. If you support local businesses, local bands, people in your hometown. Lexi, people are always asking me, what's the most underrated artist? I'm like, fuckface. It's the one in your hometown. Stupid.
That was going to be my answer.
Stop asking me who the most underrated artists are. Like, you hear these Facebook posts.
The person you're talking to.
Support local artists. Drop a name in the comments. Who's the most undervalued, underrated musician of all time? Dummy. It's the one that lives next door to you. The one that you ignore. Who is the most underrated band of all time? The one that lives in your state that you ignore. You know, while you're out dick riding celebrities and you're in tabloids and you know how everybody's in everybody else's fucking business.
Your child's music teacher's side band.
Right. That's the most underrated artist. The one you don't fucking listen to.
Right.
The one you're too lazy to buy tickets to. Yeah. Well.
Go buy some tickets.
So go buy, click at a ticket.
April 26th.
If you're watching bands on Facebook or content creators on fucking TikTok or Snapchat, whatever you guys do now, I know we're just running out of options. Hitting the like buttons is really like an important thing that people could do. It sounds ridiculous, but in a digital plantation era.
If you're happy to be here, hit the like button.
Yeah, we're not going to get fucking paid. You know what I'm saying? Hit a smiley face. Hit an angry button.
Least you could do is hit the button.
I'm always reminding people, at least our haters get it.
Right.
They leave our haters, they leave us comments, they hit angry faces, they share fucking pictures of my butt cheeks, whatever they can come up with. Thank you so much.
You guys are the best.
You guys are the best. Nobody works harder than our haters.
Seriously.
So hitting the buttons, sending us fucking stars, commenting here, subscribing to us on YouTube, those things are helpful for us. And I'm also telling you guys how to help other bands. It's not just me. This isn't like let's help William. Because the point of this entire thing is for us to help each other, is to remind each other that we're in it together.
Yep.
Okay?
We're in the same boat.
We're in the same boat. So subscribing to us or bands you like. If you don't subscribe to us, then go fuck yourself. Subscribe to somebody else. Like, you don't have to like me.
Right.
You don't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like me to like Sepsis. You don't have to like rock and roll. You don't have to like Sepsis to like rock and roll. You don't have to like rock and roll to support somebody in your town. It's okay to like things again, I promise.
Especially things in your hometown.
I promise you. No one's going to beat the shit out of you because you got your own feelings and thoughts.
No.
And if you're worried about that, then stay indoors.
Don't leave.
You can also choose to support the band through our multiple tiers on our website. There are other ways where our real fans can support us and donate to us more, if they choose to. It's not like we hold people hostage to this stuff.
Seriously.
We are a hard rock and heavy metal band. We've been around for, I don't know, how many years now, Melissa? 13 years or 14? We can't decide. The band was founded in 2011. That's what it says on our website. Let's go with it. We're from Manchester, New Hampshire. Each and every Wednesday, we are learning right here about the entertainment and music industry, news, technology. We cover a little bit of social media. We do independent news tips, tools, predictions, statistics, strategies, in digital marketing, sometimes advertising, technology, because the independent music industry, for those of you who don't know, is a $17 billion independent music industry. Maybe you didn't know that. Yeah. Anything that you guys like about this band, our pages, our images, our content, or our activism, our messages, our reels, anything that you support about us, please go tell all of your friends and share us with the world. Anything that you guys don't like about Sepsis, anything that you don't like about me, anything that you don't like about our music, make sure you go tell whatever it is that you don't like about us. Go tell it to your closest friends and your family. Go tell the world what you truly think about us. And don't hold back, whether you support us or you don't. Whatever you say about us, I'm encouraging you to go out and do so now. And don't hold back, because we won't. Hans, welcome. Hey, Craig, what's up?
Hey.
Steve. Scott, how's it going? How's it going? You might be wondering what makes this band different. What makes Sepsis so different? Well, we're not just a band. We're podcasters, we're content creators. But more than that, we're activists. We have music with a message. And there is no authority on Sepsis. There is no music industries that act as boundaries to me or the music that me and Melissa or Lexi or Zach make. There are no laws to Hot Sauce. There's no limits to who we are as artists. What we do or what we say when we say it, or what kind of music or content we choose to create, we do so as we feel like it. That's what's different. What makes Sepsis different than the average band is that we don't have a reputation to protect or a law that stands in front of us to encourage us to be on our best behavior. Part of the music industry scam is advertising that all artists are in a continuous development. Even experts, people that have invested and practiced music their entire lives, in their 30s and 40s and 50s, are all emerging artists. And that's a good thing, because it means that you're reaching for more. But in a continuous development, developing artists are always on probation. And because of that, tastemakers and scammers and schemers will be always hunting and looking for greedy wannabes to take advantage of. Why spend time stressing out about music and bands that you don't like or appreciate when you could be spending more time in your life enjoying music and discovering, supporting the artists and bands you do like? I promise you, it's okay to like things again. Welcome to another episode of William vs. the World! I don't know why I did that.
Did what?
I don't know. It did some loud feedback thing.
Oh. It was trying to capture your excitement.
Kind of capture these brown eyes.
Hiya.
All right, let's check it out, y'all.
We're here.
Glad to have you guys here with us today. If you made it, you made it.
I'm Morpheus.
Lexi's Morpheus again. Thanks, Lex. I should add here that I'm so graciously in the presence of my esteemed co-host and podcaster we've been podcasting together for years.
Yes. We've come a long way.
We've come a long way.
This has turned into like a great conversation. Our podcast.
It's been an ongoing thing.
Yeah. You really see the growth.
Yeah.
You can guys check now the growth
Check
of
it.
this podcast before it gets deleted, please.
Because we will delete it.
We won't.
If not,
They will.
it will.
Yeah.
Napster. The first story is on Napster. We were talking about independent artists. I figured, why not start off with Napster? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys remember Napster. Agent Lexi, they're calling you in the chat.
Agent? I like that. Agent.
Why is the music going again?
Because it's fun.
Okay. So, really though, do you... Who is too young for Napster? Okay, I'm getting some 1s in here. Good. That means everybody's my age at least.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Napster pioneered music sharing over 25 years ago, you old motherfuckers.
They pioneered music streaming.
See, you didn't even know. We're going to have to do a whole thing on Napster, you and I, because this is ridiculous. Have you ever heard of iTunes?
Yeah.
How about, have you ever heard of Pandora?
Yeah.
Okay. How about Sirius XM Radio? No, that was around. That's satellite.
Yeah.
How about Goofball, Spotify? You heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay. The first of its kind
Yeah, they made all that bullshit.
was Napster.
Yeah, they started it.
Did you hear? You know, you get
They started the music exploitation.
yo. Well, they were definitely
They pioneered it.
they were ringleaders. They
Uh-huh.
taught everybody how to steal.
Mm-hmm. Now we have Spotify. What
Right.
the fuck?
Right. Napster taught the world that music was background noise.
They taught people that music should be for free.
Right. Napster
Fuck
taught
these people.
Napster took honest music fans and turned them against musicians. And now fans of our music think music should be free.
No.
People
Stop
who
thinking that.
people who think they're Sepsis fans think our music should be free.
No, stop thinking that.
I'm just telling you. Even though bars don't give away free beer when they go to the shows.
Right. So stop thinking that!
Isn't that funny though?
Yes.
All right. So more than 25 years ago, after throwing the music industry into disarray, Napster is being purchased for $207 million. That seems so small, like today. I thought it was gonna say, with all this billionaire shit going on and kings and rulers and everybody taking over the world, just it was like I pre-read it, and in my mind it was going to say 44 billion. I mean, this is pennies in the music industry. I just told you the independent music industry is $17 billion.
If someone's gonna buy this Napster, what the hell are they gonna do with it? Are you gonna continue to do the same thing and just on a different platform? Like, what are you gonna do with it?
Steve says, hence the name Selloutica. Oh, you guys are fun.
You guys are making words.
You guys are making stuff. And Franco says, we love Franco. He says, no, nothing is free, whether it's attendance, support, or whatever cash you can spare to help local artists. You know, I'll second that, because if you're a Manchester artist, parking isn't free unless it's after 7 o'clock on Friday nights.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a lot.
I'm just saying, these fucking venues, right? And I'm not going to say no names, although I want to.
So tempting.
Yeah. So these venues will want you to draw, 300 people, but they won't have 15 fucking parking spaces for your guests. Everybody wants attendance. Everybody wants local bands to draw. They'll put fucking 8 local bands on a bill, and they'll want 700 guests in a 250 cap, and they'll have 18 parking spaces. Clean up your act. Like, seriously.
Like, why even have a big open music venue without decent parking?
Listen, you know how bands want to play shows? We don't. We'll never book another seriously, we'll never book another show. If dead ass, and the next show we book will be one that is fun. Because I refuse to book any shows that are unfun for guests, unfun for the bands. No more unfun shit.
I just don't understand this concept. Like, why have this whole big music event or even entertainment event if you don't have able parking for all the people required to be there?
Bathrooms.
Like the capacity. Like
Staff right.
Right. If your capacity, including staff, is 1,000 people, you should have over 1,000 parking spaces.
Stop booking 8 bands where 6 bands want 2 bands to draw 150 people, and there's only 20 fucking parking spaces. Stop asking bands to draw and having no bathrooms. Stop asking 2 bands to draw for 8 bands. It's not fun.
No.
Stop relying on one band to draw 150 fucking guests. We have to move on, because I'll never stop. I'll never stop.
Right.
I can't stand it. I would rather just have one show a year. From now on, Sepsis is playing a single show. We're going to go, seriously, we're going to go to whatever fucking city wants to see us the most. We're going to play there, and then we're going fucking home.
Hopefully they have better parking.
Yep. Cap, 75. VIP, 300. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
I was about to say, this is great.
No, that was a joke for the psychopaths.
No, but seriously
Oh,
though,
my God.
like, it doesn't only kill the bands that are trying to park and get their gear in there, but it kills our poor people that we had to try for 6.5 months straight to get into the venue. And they can't park.
No, and like a lot of locals have been asking me, we always play for free, But I remind local promoters all the time, we don't play for free.
Yeah.
We're one of the bands that actually get paid for playing. So every time we don't play for free, I have to remind people, just remember, when you're asking me to draw, 75 people, and you got 8 fucking bands on the fucking bill, because what happens, right? Mm-hmm. The 2 or 3, bands at the top of the bill, everybody's expecting them to draw. Why? If we all drew together, we'd have a party.
Yeah. If we all worked on it together like we were supposed to.
Look, and when I bring this up, people look at me like I have 10 heads. People look at me like they've never heard of this before. Guys, it's not just New England. Stop booking fucking metal shows where one band is expected to bring the draw, and when they don't bring 70% of the draw, you guys call it a shit party. This has happened.
So many times.
We have booked shows where we bring 60 people. That's not a lot of people.
And they complain because they ain't bringing it back.
Right. That's not. I'm being honest.
You are.
We have booked shows where we only brought 60 people, and I'll tell you why. Because they don't pay us. So you bring whoever shows up, shows up. I tell people, here's the show. You guys show up, show up. You know how it is. Your family members don't give a fuck about your music. Your neighbors don't give a fuck about the music. And all the bands that you be playing with are in some kind of secret Cold War competition with you, even though their music sounds nothing like yours.
And all they had to do was just bring John. They wouldn't feel that way.
And all everyone had to do is just every band member, there's 5 band members in the fucking band, or 6, whatever. If each of those motherfuckers brought 3 people and you had 4 or 5 bands on the bill, you'd have a party. There'd be 80 people, 100 people in there, including the bands. Staff members, the bartender, and Tracy outside getting the tickets. That's 115 people. Get fucked.
There's your capacity that you wanted.
What the fuck? Bands got to start drawing. And
work together.
Right, and bands don't got to draw 60 people. Why don't you do 15 or fucking 8, motherfucker?
Right.
And stop booking shows until you can bring 8 people. Book the backyard. That's from here on out, we're booking the backyard. Because locals and neighbors don't support people they know.
No.
The most underrated artists are the ones that your next door neighbors are ignoring in your hometown. Those are the best fucking artists in plain view, are the ones that grew up with you and live with you, but you ignore them because the idea of anybody doing anything awesome or successful makes you feel like you're not special. It would fucking kill you to go down to a local bar and see Tina from high school tear fucking ass on the guitar, and you stand and clap for her for 14 minutes and grab a beer. It would just kill you. It would kill you to shop at the local farmer's market because you're too used to going down to the Piggly Wiggly or the Shaw's or whatever your next door neighbor doing. Support local businesses. I can't even get into fucking Napster. We couldn't even get the conversation going. What the fuck? Nice attendance tonight, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Rick, how it's going? Rory, what's up? Steve, I always appreciate you here. Paulo, how's it going? I'm trying to stop playing joints like that. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to have new standards. For real. Each season, we used to have, 15 to 30 shows a season, for real, and we would go do all kinds of touring, but times have changed. Gas money's different, so in terms of local and regional shows, our band won't be playing much,
and plus
we're not going to play much.
The fans, not just our fans for sure.
Yeah.
And any other fan, all the fans, how about that?
Yes.
All the fans deserve better.
They do.
They deserve better shows, better parking, a better experience. They shouldn't have to walk a half a mile up the road to come see you. I mean, that's great. Thank you for doing that. But
so that's a team. That's a team effort. We got to come venues.
We should have a map.
Talent buyers, promoters. We got to bands. We all got to try new things. What I've been saying is, I think that even bands that feel like they're popular or do, especially in New England, the most popular New England bands. Okay, the most 50 popular New England bands. We're a New England band. The 50 most successful popular bands need to do 2 things: start working together more, and if you're a band that can't work with another band, go fuck yourself. But this is to the ones that can, the ones that have the ability, the ones that have the professionalism, the bands that have the professionalism, the bands that have the grace, the bands that have the business and success mindset and motivation. The bands with the most motivation in New England that have a goal of success should work together on booking shows. The most popular and successful bands that can work together in New England should be booking more shows together. And we should be booking smaller rooms. There, I said it. The most popular bands in New England need to book more shows together, work in depth and closely in terms of the ad mat, the in terms of the advertising, the promotion of the event, the money and investment and budget that goes into each event. Bands need to work in Messenger. They need to work detailed, dialed in, and closely, beyond social media posts and comments and thumbs up and, the typical generic invites. As a team, we need to build strategies. The most popular bands in New England that can work together and have the ability and mindset to do so need to build strategies, book shows out far enough where you can advertise and invest yourself without the need of outside sources, so you can partner up and you can have sponsors and recognizable people come in and partner up on the show. The most successful and the most popular bands in New England need to work together on these shows and these things and book smaller rooms and try new venues. That's where we need to be at.
100%.
That's where we need to be at. Mm-hmm. And the bands that can't, and the people that are stuck and competitive, and people that are stuck online and in the comments section, leave them there.
Enjoy.
That they can play with the bands that do that. And the bands that want to draw and bring people into a room, those bands need to all work together. Bands that don't care, there's nothing against them. Bands, because some bands, they're not in it for draw. They're not in it for attention. They're not in it for social media. They're not in it for pictures. They're not in it for good recordings. Not everybody makes music for a great recording. Not everybody makes music to go on tour. Not everybody that's on Spotify wants to be on stage. Not everybody that's on stage wants to be fucking Sebses. You know what I'm saying? Like, every band's got a different idea of what they think is successful. So this is what I'm saying. It's not shitting on bands that don't want to draw, because I know a lot of bands just don't want to draw. They don't have the business sense. They don't have the mindset. Making friends is hard. It's 2025. Right?
Yeah.
So the most successful bands that have a priority of building attendance, these are the bands in New England that need to be working together. The most successful bands in New England that are prioritizing putting on a show and getting attendance in the building, these bands need to work with each other and only each other. Bands that are prioritizing attendance and successful, business-minded, motivated rock and roll, these bands need to be working together. And those bands need to book smaller rooms and build these shows up with the catalog and the roster of bands that have this ability. We need to share science, share technology. We need to share leads. I just told you how to rebuild this. I just told you how to rebuild New England metal.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right. Steve says, I always speak of sepsis on the radio shows, and I know I get questions on the music, and I direct them to the link.
Thank you.
Oh, dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody ever asks us any questions.
Ask some questions.
Does anybody have any questions? We never have any questions, actually. This is a great time.
Yeah, ask some
If you guys ever just want to ask us questions, you can't ask Disturbed any questions. I love Disturbed. No offense.
Disturbs the shit.
What's your favorite band out there, everybody? I bet you can't ask him any fucking questions.
No.
I'm not trying to be your favorite band, but I will tell you this. I'll be there to talk to you guys. Melissa will be there to talk to you guys. We will always be an interactive band. That's something that we do here. So we will always be here to talk with you guys and ask questions. Even when your favorite bands ignore the shit out of you and forget about you. We won't. So over at Enemy says some people just want to play music and they're friends and they hang out and there's nothing wrong with that. That's it. I love that. And I think when I talk about my version of success, or when Drake talks about his version of success, or when we hear about other people's imaginations and versions of success, there's an idea online like we need to be experts, or we need to snuff out somebody else's idea, we need to shout or speak louder or try to compare value. It's again avoiding all competitive nature. What better way to be a good sportsman than just to mind your business? Overt says, we wish we were in New England. We'd be doing some shit with sepsis for sure. Oh, yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to hit the clappy button for you guys, but Lexi's got me. What are some of sepsis's main influences? Okay, I'll have to give some of Melissa's. This is what I say. We used to think that our influences were something, but we were wrong. So I'd say sepsis's main influences are Ronnie James Dio, Metallica, Evanescence, Rob Zombie, Askin Alexandria, a whole lot of hardcore rap music from the 90s. Disturbed, Linkin Park, Alisana, Coheed and Cambria. I don't want to forget anybody, but I'd say we're influenced by a lot of people, I would say. So, and so many others. We didn't think that we were, but as you get older, I don't know, we don't like listening to our music. We just like playing it. So we don't listen to our music ever. When we listen to our music, we're always like, what the fuck? So usually when we hear our music, it's because we're practicing it to perform it. That's kind of why we got into this stuff. Recording is fun, but it's a different adventure. But I didn't realize that we were influenced by so many people until we got older. Because you don't really want to hear your music, because you're going to hear the ugly part about it, You're going to hear the beautiful part. You're going to hear all the parts of your music and your voice. If you did it right, if you did your music honestly, you're going to hear parts of your voice that scare you. There's going to be things later on that maybe don't age well with you. But that's the path of an artist. That's the authentic reality when we print, when we say what we mean. When we mean what we say, that's the consequence of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck Napster. So anyways,
we'll always be.
I don't know. They sold it. A quarter century ago, Napster was notorious on the internet for allowing people to swap songs for free. I think they need to swap that word for steal. So let's do that. A quarter century ago, Napster was notorious on the internet for allowing people to steal songs for free, long before the music industry had come up with a model for the digital age. I mean, that's what it should say, shouldn't it? The service was shuttered in 2001 amid mounting legal battles. Okay, so that it was a crime. They weren't swapping.
Yeah.
It's a crime. You're stealing from people.
Yeah. You're exploiting musicians.
If I went and I went door to door taking packages off people's porches in the neighborhood, people would beat the shit out of me. How come when billionaires and millionaires steal from people, they call it swapping? But when I steal something, I've never stolen anything in my life. Did you know that?
I had an inkling.
What the fuck? Who the fuck steals shit? Kids? I stole stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah, because
Who the fuck? You don't even know anybody that steals, do you?
no,
Who the
not like
fuck
a
knows it?
professional stealer.
Who steals shit now? There's nothing to steal. What are you gonna fucking steal?
There's really
You
nothing to
steal your digital fucking music. What the fuck? Like you can have it.
Take it. You're taking every
You're
goddamn thing.
You're taking every goddamn thing we got. Son of a bitch.
You want to fucking take, man?
Shit.
For fuck's sake. I just want to make music, man. I hate this place.
Yeah, like the sepsis thing, man. We just like making fucking music. We like smoking weed, getting naked, playing music. Like we like the old shit.
No, they want to take it. I hate this place.
Poor Lexi. Okay, this next article is what kids are actually using phones for in school. They say it's so pathetic that we may need to take a quick walk for mental health purposes.
What?
Yeah. This is Future Studies, Education, Smartphones, and Students.
You get them out of the school.
They look so miserable.
Because being
Like
on
the
a
image-
smartphone is miserable.
This is crazy stuff. All right, check it out. Amid a push around the country to ban cell phones and smartwatches in schools, the main opponents to such measures are parents who are seemingly addicted to talking to their children all day long.
I was going to say, this sounds like some parental control issue.
Yo, Melissa, you
Control 'em.
listen to this shit? The big pushback from people that have an issue with kids at school with phones happen to be their parents. Steve, what do you got to say?
Weigh in.
No, I want everybody to weigh in on this one. Okay, we're going to start with Lexi and make our way around the table. I'm going to read it one more time. I'm going to read it one more time, and then we'll go around the table, and then we're going to read the article. This is mad fun.
Okay.
Lex, you ready?
Ready.
Amid a push around the country to ban cell phones and smartwatches in schools, the main opponents to such measures are the parents who seemingly are addicted to talking to their children at school all day long. Lexi, should we get rid of cell phones in school?
Yes.
Why? Why or why not?
I think we should because, like, I get it. Like, we live in a world now where at any moment there could be a bomb threat at your child's school. Or there could be a school shooter or
Right.
a bully or some sort of violence being happening. So
Right.
I totally get that.
I didn't even think of any of that, but go ahead.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
I really do, because
Yeah.
I would worry myself. But
Right.
at the same right, your child's in school, so they're learning how to survive without you. So with you always wanting them to be there at their beck and call, them relying on the phone for them to get through school, are they really learning how to survive on their own without you and learn?
Right, like if every time and if every class they go in they have to answer a text from mom, is that
Right.
distracting?
And also, not only that, but also the other peers. Like, they're all texting each other. So they're all on the phone texting each other, texting their mom. They're trying to learn mathematics.
Do you know what I did?
You can't, like, do that.
I just didn't go to school.
That's one way to
Hold on.
do it.
And hey, let me make it clear. I'm not recommending for anybody to do that. We all have our own path.
Right.
So I went to school once, and they said, William. And I said, yes. And they were like, don't do whatever you're doing. And then I left.
Mhm.
And I never went back to
That's-
school. That's my story with school.
I mean, that's one option one can
No,
take, but I'm just saying.
like, I don't know if anybody's watching. I went to Portsmouth. I grew up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and the school system was very clear about not liking me. I just want to say, I never liked them either. So that's why they wanted, they wanted me to leave the school system. But I agreed with them. It was it was mutual. They were like, we don't like you. And I was like, that's crazy because I don't like school. So I left. And that was it.
Yeah. One option.
Yeah. Oh, Overt says, we're worried about our kids getting unalived in school.
Yeah, I totally get that part.
We want our kids to be able to call us if there's an emergency. School is dangerous. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, they had cell phones when I was in school, but nobody gave a shit. Nobody called anybody. Everybody was already there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could go to school. The only people you could talk to or text were kids from other schools. Like, if you had a cell phone and you went to school, in my time, you just... Like, nobody talked on their phones. You went to school to make out and smoke pot.
Right. You know? When
I went to school to make out with chicks. I didn't go to learn. I didn't go to talk on the phone.
No.
I was there for the girls. I'm keeping it real. That's why I went. Hey, and you know how I can prove it? My childhood friend, Ricardo, is in the fucking chat. He can prove it.
You got the copy thing to work.
He can prove it. Ricky, tell him. We never went to school. We used to smoke weed and rap and make out with chicks.
Legend.
And I'm not recommending for any kids to do that. I'm just saying it worked out for Uncle Q. Don't take any advice from me. Seriously. This show is just for entertainment purposes, and no one should ever take advice from me, because I went to prison! Don't take advice from ex-convict rock and roll guys that went to prison. It's a terrible idea. And don't ask me if I did it, because I did. Google me.
Now that's something I
Google me all the time.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for pushing the van.
So Ricky says, look, we never went to school. Music, weed, and hoes.
Woo!
I told you. Listen, I don't lie.
Me personally, I didn't think you did.
No one, well, I know that, but I'm saying to people at home.
No, I know.
If you ever thought I was one of those guys that, like, I stay on my best behavior, you can ask Rick. I ain't never been on my best behavior. I might be sober, I might be out of prison, but I'm not on my best behavior. Get fucked if you think so. I don't walk on eggshells for nobody. I'm 100%. You might not know me well. Yo, Rick's keeping it real. We didn't go to high school. We used to smoke weed, man. Make out with chicks.
Mm-hmm. He kept it up. Beans.
Yeah, we had a rap group. I was the DJ.
Woo!
We had a gangster rap group from the streets.
That shit's cool.
I'm telling you, this is real shit.
That shit's cool.
We didn't turn out to be bad people.
Nah, y'all cool.
You met Rick before.
Yeah, y'all cool. Y'all cool as fuck.
He's got a lovely wife and kids. He grew up to be a good person, see? Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you're a terrible person or nothing like that.
Nah, don't believe all that.
Rick said it's all facts. It's true. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that we're not compassionate. It doesn't mean that we're not loving people. It doesn't mean that, that we care any less. It's just that we were...
You had a different experience.
We were young people.
Mm-hmm. That's what we got.
No skeletons. If you don't have any skeletons in your closet, then you don't have to go about your life, hiding stuff and sweeping stuff under the rug. You don't have to go around, creating images, double and triple lives of yourself. Just keep it real, everybody.
Yeah, keep it real.
And you'll worry about less. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm on both sides of this cell phone school thing. Because, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't have any young people in school. I can't speak on this. This is like trying to speak on something it's like trying to speak on alcoholism or addiction by reading a bunch of textbooks. You only know certain parts of it. You know what I mean? If you ain't never been in a bar or have a drink or been addicted to cigarettes, what the fuck do you know about addiction? Because you read a textbook. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So it says here, one would think that the kids themselves would be more opposed to having their phones taken away all day. Yeah, no shit. The kids are probably like, take my fucking phone so my father stops texting me. But as educators have found in school and districts where phones have been locked up, they cope just fine. Check this out. Their parents, on the other hand, have been harder nut to crack because of some of them are extremely resistant to not being able to get in touch with or not being able to monitor their offspring. Why do they say that? They could have just said their kids or whatever.
I don't like the English of that.
Offspring.
Right. Monitor.
You're trying too hard.
The heck? Monitor.
Mhm.
What the hell?
I don't want to do this. What the
This
hell
isn't
are
a
you talking
health
about?
risk.
We don't want that. All right, here's the next one. Hold, let me see what the chat talking about.
Yeah.
Steve said, I never had a phone when I was in school, so remove phones from the school, he says. He said he never had a phone in school.
Right.
So here's my question to Steve. For the folks out there that are, I think, rightfully nervous. Oh, bless you, Lex. I'm going to get a Lexi bless you button.
Sorry about that.
Everybody say bless you to Lexi because she almost blew her earphones off.
I forgot to put it on mute.
You're fine. When you sneeze, people think it's adorable. You know, when I sneeze, people call the police.
Stop.
The fire department shows up. Don't make that face. Ricky says, my daughter has her phone in school, but she only uses it when we need to communicate. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but she seems smart.
Yeah.
Not all kids can do smart stuff. You know how we think, oh, every kid's smart. Some of them need a little help. I was a late bloomer. I'm speaking for kids like me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Ricky told you, the only thing we cared about was pussy and weed. I didn't even,
Y'all kept it a beat.
right? I didn't care about the law.
Right.
We didn't wash our hands.
Fuck that.
All the girls in high school like, ew. Come on, you fucking girls knew better.
Ew.
So next article is AI will take your job. Get over it. That's
This
the
is the
article.
real issue of who's taking your job.
That's what it says. Look, I'm not saying that. That's what the article says by Tatiana Mahmout.
Okay.
And she's writing, she's the founder and CEO of Wayfound, and she's writing this here in Commentary in Tech in Fortune, and it says AI will take your job, get over it. It's not something that I agree with necessarily, but we will discover it now. Oh, Overt says not all teachers, by the way, but I've got kids on the spectrum. Not everyone has empathy. For others, some teachers are just underpaid and in fuck it mode. Oh, see? So they yell at the kids. Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm gonna say something that people aren't gonna like.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have a young person, okay? And they don't go to school, all right? If by any chance I had a child in school and a teacher was mean to my child, I'd have to do a, what do they call that? Oh, a punch a teacher day.
Love this.
That's why I can't do this civilian shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, forgive me.
Uh-huh.
This is why I live with just adults. I live in an institutionalized therapeutic cell. After this podcast, I'm packaged up neatly, organized, and I'm back in the cell. That's right. I cannot deal, what do they call that, with PTO meetings? Is that what that is? The PTSD?
Are you talking about the PTA meeting?
Yeah, PTSD.
I hate this stupid abbreviation shit.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All right, no. Let's check it out. The question isn't whether AI will change the workforce. The question is, will you be ready? Technology has always transformed work in society. Can I just say right now, there is nothing, before we get into this, there is nothing right now that has been transformative about any artificial intelligence.
Thank you for saying the truth.
We have had chatbots. That's not transformative. We've had large language models. That is not transformative. So far, for sure, there is nothing that AI has transformed. We have always made digital art. We have always stolen people's copywritten work. That's not new. Stealing people's shit is not transformative. Hijacking other people's ideas is not transformative. I just want to say that.
This isn't breaking barriers.
Okay. It's not. Breaking barriers would be coming up with something new.
Yes.
Right. Artificial intelligence isn't just accelerating the pace. Imagine being a farm or factory worker in 1850, watching new machines emerge that threatened to take your job. The fear was intense, as was the societal backlash. People rioted against automation, desperate to halt progress. But history marched forward. Machines did replace much of the grinding labor in factories and farms, yet humanity didn't crumble. It advanced as society adapted. Over the following decades, life expectancy increased, work became safer, people worked fewer hours, and the global standard of living skyrocketed. Not for everyone.
Yeah.
It did for people that were fortunate enough to buy that luxury and convenience.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the lifestyle and budget and privilege to have a farm with machines that work on it, for instance.
Yeah, you must be very lucky.
You're very lucky. As an economic anthropologist who studied in socioeconomic transitions, the author sees trouble, historical patterns reemerging. In the 1990s, Russia experienced a dramatic shift from communism to capitalism, but because society resisted the challenge, millions of people who had relied on government jobs and the security of the socialist system were suddenly lost in a rapidly changing economy. Life expectancy plummeted, many turned to drugs, protested, checked out of the workforce. Nostalgia for the past grew, and by the end of the decade, Russia elected an authoritarian leader who promised to reverse capitalist policies and systems. Now, they are facing the consequence of resistance to the progress, and it will take several generations to undo the harm of social backlash and change. With AI, adaptation must happen faster. To prevent the kind of societal upheaval, this author's crazy. We've seen and
I was holding my tongue on this.
No, it's all right. You don't got to feel bad. We didn't write it, chat.
Right.
This is we just read the shit here, you know. So I know people are really paranoid about this. We talk about this, you know, once a week or so. I had some questions to ask everybody in the chat, but most importantly, Lexi, for you, okay. People are worried about AI taking their jobs and stuff like that. I understand that. What are some real world issues? What are some problems right now that we have right now that in your mind, and chat, you guys can get into this. What real life issues right now do you think you want AI to solve? Forget about what its capabilities are, what you think. Let's just go into Fantasyland for a second. This is complete bullshit. This is just between us, me, you, Lexi, the chat. So you guys, give me in the chat, Lexi, what are some actual issues or problem solving that machines are going to come in and help us with? Like has AI helped us, or have we gotten started with like AI saving money on groceries? Has AI saved anybody money on groceries, gas, or electricity? Is anybody using AI to do that? Anybody in the chat? Has AI started saving us money yet? And if so, give me some, you know what I mean? Like if you've been using AI for the last 3 years and you use it because it saves you money, if that's the reason we have AI, how much money has AI saved you? Has AI helped us figure out prejudice? Have we moved the needle? Has AI helped us manage and helped us heal from racism? Has AI helped us move the needle in terms of us being able to talk about racism or sexism? Has AI helped us with our social division?
AI hasn't helped us or is going to help us with anything because AI is made by humans.
Like social media didn't bring us closer. Like that, remember that? It was all gonna make us.
AI is made by humans. So
Right.
until humans make those changes, AI won't.
So you're saying we're
AI
not.
has done nothing for us.
Are you saying that we're not intelligent enough to make something intelligent?
Correct.
In order for us to make something truly intelligent, we would have to be intelligent enough to do that.
Not only that, we would have to be more intelligent than it itself.
Oh, we can't make something more intelligent than us
No.
because we're not intelligent enough.
Right.
So in order to make something more intelligent than us, we'd have to be more intelligent than we are right now?
Yes.
I'm fucked up. I feel like this is Spaceballs. Oh! Has AI helped us at the gas pump?
No.
Has it helped us? Do we have any medical breakthroughs that we can talk about today? You know what I mean? Has there been any music industry breakthroughs? We report on it every Wednesday. We can tell you that there isn't. Is AI currently making you any money? And if so, like how much? See, this is the way I've been thinking about it. Like all AI itself, machine learning is built and learns from old things, not new things. So in order for it to be groundbreaking, how can something be groundbreaking if it's trained on old things?
It's not breaking.
You're not breaking any ground.
You're scamming people.
That's a remix.
Yeah, you're scamming people.
That's like remixing Rump Shaker. Rump Shaker's been around for a while.
That sounds like the tech company is trying to come up with some other way to have the tech company still a tech company. And they're putting all their marbles in AI. Because it's brand new.
It's trained on past experience. It's trained on past data, yet it's supposed to be smarter than us and breakthrough. How can it be breakthrough intelligence if it isn't offering something new to humanity?
Yeah.
How is AI breakthrough technology if it isn't offering something truly new to humanity?
It's not because it's not offering anything new.
Let's see what the chat says. Overt says, think about it. Imagine not having access or knowing how to use a computer in 2025. In 2026, not knowing AI is going to be like that. I don't feel I have yet for it to be important in my life yet. We use AI to build our marketing strategy for our band. We'd have to pay a consultant for. I'm glad it's worked out for you. So there's somebody that's leveraging it somehow. That's something that maybe bands can learn from. Byron said it helps people with disabilities. Like how? Byron, can you give me some real-world examples of how AI is helping people with disabilities today? I would love to learn about that. Over it says AI tool integrated into your banking tools could help you identify ways. I could, but I don't know anybody that's doing. I feel like if people were confident about AI saving them money, then why aren't we all doing it? And how come we can't talk about how much it's saving?
And how come it costs $1,000 for you to use it for 15 minutes?
But I'm saying though, if AI is truly saving people money, how come we don't all know about it? How come we're not all doing it? And how come we can't show it on a piece of paper? How come we can't go, AI saved me $1,700? Okay, show me. What I'm asking, I know what it says it's going to do. I know they say it's going to do something in the future. I understand that the advertisement of AI, that by us using it in the future, it's going to unlock cancer, and in the future we're going to get money, and in the future we're going to have artificial hearts. I get that part. What I'm asking is, right now, we haven't moved the needle on AI in quite some time. Besides poems and doing shitty research, what sort of real life examples, like the ones I was saying earlier, has AI have we confronted our social differences? Has it helped us with marine life? Has it contributed directly to the climate? You know what I mean? Like, are there any, collectively, even in the chat, are there any actual real world experiences that we can observe other than just like what we hear on an advertisement or what it's supposed to do later on? Like, what is it doing right now specifically in your life? That's what I guess that's what it is. Like I'm at, like, Lexi, like, what are you, like, Overt Enemy gave me an example. So we're using AI as a PR consultant and helping to manage bills, or maybe some bands might use it for creating, tour schedules, right?
Yeah.
That's not something new. That's something that we've always been able to do.
Yeah.
That you've been able to do that with computers before. That's not breakthrough.
Yeah.
We have always been able to use machines to help us budget stuff. That's not new.
Yeah.
When I'm talking, I say in terms of AI, what sort of new things, what sort of breakthrough things is AI doing? Has it brought us any closer together as human beings? Has it helped clean the environment? Has it truly saved an individual money? And if so, like, how much?
Yeah.
And if it saved you $800, then put us all on so we can all save $800.
Tell us the stuff.
Yeah, and no, I hear your example. I hear all that. I'm asking for any real world. You said here that you work at a Fortune 400 company. I don't. You're saying your employees. I don't know your employees. With all due respect, you're saying the people you're analyzing massive data sets. I can't see that. I'm not discrediting you. I'm not saying that that's not true for that company. I'm asking people in the chat, what real world breakthroughs has AI made in your life? Has it helped out your marriage? Has it got you to the gas pump? Has it saved money on your mortgage? Has it, that's what I'm talking about. Observable things that we can talk about here in the chat. I know that big companies are profiting from it. I know Fortune 500 billionaires. I understand that. I'm asking every regular day people in the chat, not Fortune 500 employees to big corporations and celebrities with big AI bank accounts. I'm saying everyday people that use ChatGPT, everyday people that use AI. What sort of things in your life can you give me as real world examples that we can observe here that is truly breakthrough in our lives together, that we can share and observe right here? Unfortunately, I can't look at Drake's bank account. I can't look at a Fortune 500 bank account and go over that and debate that. And this isn't the time and place for it. What I'm asking you is, what actual things and changes and breakthroughs has it had in your life that you can actually show me? Not what it's supposed to be in the future, or examples that your rich friends have had, or big companies. Nah, I'm asking you. I'm asking the people in the chat. Yep. I'm sure it's helped Elon Musk. I'm sure it's helped out billionaires. I'm sure it's helped out the Indy 500 or the Tony 400, or if you got a Grammy or a Whammy. I'm asking my regular everyday people right here in the chat. People living check to check. People with high egg prices, and people trying to make it to the gas pump. People, everyday people that are just trying to make a living. Has AI helped you with any of that? I'm just not seeing that. I'm just not seeing that. We know all the examples that we can hear from where it helps rich people and large corporations. We get that. We understand that. We know it's helped marketing giants, and it's AI has helped powerful people. But what has AI done other than help powerful people? Can we give some examples in the chat where it's helped you at home? And I appreciate you, Overt Enemy, for your one example. But can any everyday people, any individuals, any people living check to check, of trying to afford Pampers or trying to get back and forth to get your prescription medicine, has AI helped you with that? Has AI helped us with racism or sexism? I realize it's a tool. My question here in the program is stands committed. This is not an educational program on or broadcast about AI. This is a question for humanity. Has any people in the chat living check to check, have you benefited? Has AI brought you closer to your wife or kids? Has it helped, clean up your neighborhood? Or has AI done anything truly breakthrough in your life? Please give me some, instead of trying to educate me, give me some real life examples how it has helped your neighborhood or your community. That's what I'm looking for. For now, AI-generated music has once again been deemed public domain and impossible to copyright. The ruling backs up a decision from earlier this year in adherence to the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976. But AI platforms won't be happy. It's official. Let's stay on topic, everybody. Let's stay on topic. Work, be it art or music of any kind of content, it seems, produced 100% by AI cannot be copyrighted. That is, if a machine made it, then no human can claim ownership and profit from it. Lexi, weigh in.
This is the thing about AI.
Mm-hmm.
Because AI is like a text bot. So no matter what it says, it's going to be taken from something else. So you can't copyright it.
Because it's trained on other people's work.
On other people's work. So in order for it to work, a human has to use it, which means a human has to use another human's work for it to be used. So you can't copyright that. To me, that's simple.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's just basic common knowledge.
So what you're saying is AI machine learning is trained on other people's original art and therefore should not be able to be copywritten or trademarked.
Yeah, because it's someone else's. You're ripping it from someone else. It's like, oh, write me Drake lyrics. You can't copyright that song. That's not your song. Okay, write me a Nicki Minaj song featuring whatever. You can't copyright that. That's not your song. Same thing with art. Make me a gummy bear, unicorn, snowflake. It's not your art. It took that art from a dozen other artists and put it together. Overt
Enemy says, devil's advocate, aren't humans trained on other people?
Well, yeah. But that you can still write your own original music and you can still copyright it. AI you can't copyright because it's AI. Artificial intelligence. You can make your own gummy bear, unicorn, snowflake. You don't need AI to do that. You can write your own song. You don't need AI to write you a song. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Write you a story. You can write your own story. You know what I'm saying?
I think, yeah, I do understand. I think there's several ways of looking at it, and I don't think any one of them are they're not worth a debate for me.
No, definitely.
Like I don't fall in the because you like one thing you have to dislike another thing. I'm not one of those people. I don't I don't care about copywritten music, really. There's some people that might say the highest form of success is when people copy your stuff.
Right.
I'm not claiming to be one of those people, but I'm also like, I'm not a snitch either. You know what I mean? If somebody copied or covered my music, I don't think I'd be upset. I think I'd be flattered. But you know, not everybody's making music. Remember I said earlier, not everybody's making music to be on stage?
Yeah, everyone has different reasons to write music.
So because some people are making a living off of it, I think it is a topic.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, their reason for making music is making a living. So when I think of those people that are trying to make a living off of music, I think that they should have a right to protect their original work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to necessarily make a living off the music that I play.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily the goal for our band. So if somebody, I mean, people have been stealing our shit forever, you know?
Yeah. People steal the word.
People steal whatever. So it's like,
right. People are just going to steal
But
regardless. Because that's people. That's what people do.
That's what I was going to say. You can have a copyright to something, and people have been stealing samples for years.
Yeah.
Like, nothing stopped, especially like in early rap music, nothing stopped anybody from sampling music. They didn't have smart machines to go and do the work for them, you know?
Yeah.
Prison hasn't stopped anybody from smoking crack.
Right.
You know what I mean? Laws don't stop people from shooting people. Copyrights and trademarks don't stop people from copying people.
Right.
If you go on Amazon right now, you're going to see a bunch of fake Wu-Tang shit. You're going to see a bunch of fake Transformer shit. You're going to see a lot of trademarked and copyright shit that people stole.
Yeah.
Napster stole. AI stole. You know what I mean? But like Nickelodeon stole. Like
everything else steals.
People steal. Everybody steals.
Because this goes back to my point earlier. In order for AI to work, you need a human to make it. Humans steal things. What? So that's gonna steal stuff.
Right.
This is my point.
As far as being able to use grammar check and spell check, that's not groundbreaking.
No.
That's something that we've always had. That's not a groundbreaking tool. That's something that we've had for a long time. Ricky said, "You know I stole shit."
He's giving it a
Oh, shit.
bees.
The new ruling on the U.S. Federal Appeals Court. So this went to the appellate court, if you didn't know.
Of course it did.
So if you didn't know, this is not the first time this has been in front of a court. The new ruling of the U.S. Federal Appeals Court on 18th of March, wow, that was the other day, upholded a regulation imposed previously based on the Copyright Act of 1976, which has established the rules on human authorship and such long-standing tenets in law as copyright lasting for 70 years beyond an author's demise. You heard? That ruling early this year was designated to update that law to cope with the upcoming influx of AI-generated content, and decided that, based on the fundamental principles of copyright, the current state of fast-evolving technology, and the information received, the Copyright Office concludes that existing legal doctrines are adequate and appropriate to resolve questions of copyrightability. Quote, copyright law has long adapted to new technology and can enable case-by-case determinations as to whether AI-generated outputs reflect sufficient human contribution to warrant copyrighted protection. Ruling effectively made it impossible for creators to make anything with AI and then claim ownership of it. You heard?
Yeah.
Simply put. It's easy to speculate that if a machine were then able to produce tens of millions of examples of content, even with the only tiny fraction being successful in landing any type of copyright claim, then at the end of the day, a sufficient sum could be earned. Meaning, if any original music is detected, then presumably it still could be subject to the law. That's the nightmare that this law and the latest ruling to uphold the regulation just held back. And with big tech unable to profit from it, they won't bother pressing the big red button. So can anyone make money from AI? Under current law, content which is produced entirely by AI will always be deemed as being public domain. That is, it effectively has no owner, and anybody can use it for whatever purpose they desire, with no human involved. There's nobody to be paid. So that's the update. And that's why we follow the law here. Like we do opinions and we have fun and we all put our personal twists and tastes on it. But that's why when it really comes down to it, you know, it's the law, the long arm of the law, at the end of the day, that gets the final say on the music industry, art, and technology. Yep. Guys, regretfully, I ran out of time today.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good cast. I was having fun.
No, it was good. Thank you, Overt, for chiming in.
Yeah, I love the chat's input.
Rick, thank you so much. And salute to Overt for having the only person in the entire chat that has benefited from AI. So at least we've learned that. So it is working for companies and corporations.
That's cool.
I can't wait to see it working for single moms. I can't wait to see it help the homeless. I can't wait to see it help people living check to check. I can't wait to see the real breakthrough beyond the gadgets and gizmos that we've already gotten. Thanks for all the examples, my brother. You're a great salesman. You guys have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Stay out of trouble.
Bye.